Welcome, everyone. Today, I urge you to pause whatever you are currently engaged in. Take a moment to sit down, close your eyes, and draw a deep breath. Then, pose this profound, yet simple, question to yourself. Am I truly living, or merely existing? We all harbor aspirations. To explore the world, possess our dream vehicle, attain freedom, accumulate wealth, cultivate a peaceful mind, experience love and respect, find profound happiness, establish a thriving business, nurture a relationship that ignites our spirit, and ultimately, lead a life that truly feels worth living. Yet, my crucial query remains. What concrete steps are you taking today to realize these ambitions? What actions are you undertaking right now to forge the life you've always envisioned? Are you still mindlessly scrolling through endless social media feeds? Are you still consuming arbitrary videos, allowing precious time to slip away? Are you perpetually crafting excuses for why you cannot begin? Are you habitually sleeping in, succumbing to the fear of failure, or passively hoping that circumstances will miraculously transform themselves? Listen to me with utmost attention. This life is tangible. This world is undeniable, but your allocated time is finite. There is no provision for a second life, no allowance for another chance. You will not be reborn simply to attempt anew. This is your singular opportunity. This is your life unfolding right now, today, in this very moment. In this presentation, I intend to impart a truth that may have eluded you until now. I am not here to furnish you with superficial motivation or empty rhetoric. My purpose is to offer you a mirror, so you may confront the unvarnished truth. It is time to awaken from a slumber you might not even have recognized you were in. You desire to transform your existence. You aspire to speak English with greater fluency. You wish to command a higher income. You seek to become confident, powerful, successful, and utterly unstoppable. If these desires resonate, then do not merely observe this video. Internalize its message. Listen with the very core of your soul. Listen with a sense of urgency, with the raw intensity of knowing that your life depends on it. Because unequivocally it does. And if you yearn for more content like this, genuine, unvarnished insights rather than saccharine falsehoods, then subscribe to this channel immediately. We endeavor to deliver something novel and valuable with every upload. We are committed to more than just enhancing your English proficiency. We aim to empower you to fundamentally change your life. So, let us embark. Let us discover how to honor and utilize this one precious life you have been granted, rather than letting it dissipate. Lesson 1. Time is your life. Safeguard it. Let me reveal an uncomfortable truth. You are not merely killing time. In reality, time is insidiously eroding you. Each instance you utter, "I'll do it tomorrow." Each additional hour you dedicate to aimless scrolling on Instagram. Each time you mindlessly hit the snooze button on your alarm and drift back into unconsciousness. You are not simply squandering moments. You are actively dismantling precious fragments of your very existence. For your time is intrinsically linked to your life itself. You may not perceive its impact today, but life is inexorably marching forward. Every fleeting second is irretrievably lost. You are maturing, your vitality gradually diminishing. Your parents are advancing in years. Your aspirations linger, patiently awaiting attention. But for how much longer? Allow me to inquire, what significant action did you undertake yesterday? What about the day before? And what concrete plans do you have for tomorrow? Is it still nothing? Are you still trapped in the same inertia, perpetually anticipating a someday? That someday will regrettably never materialize. It is a deceptive illusion. Your dreams remain impervious to your litany of excuses. The world holds no regard for your justifications. Only your tangible results hold any true weight. Solution asterisk, begin to revere your hours as if they were pure gold. Diligently record your daily schedule. Direct your focus towards a single impactful action that will propel your life forward. Dedicate at least 1 hour less to social media each day, repurposing that time for reading, learning, or personal development. Time proves to be your ally only when it is accorded due respect. Otherwise, it transforms into your most formidable adversary. Lesson 2. Cease blaming and commence building. Your life is unequivocally your own responsibility. It falls to no one else, not your parents, nor your friends, nor your employer, nor your government. It belongs solely to you. Countless individuals squander years lamenting what they perceive they were denied. I didn't go to a good school. My family doesn't support me. I don't have the money. I don't have time. I don't have talent. These are nothing but excuses, repeated endlessly. Do you know who ultimately triumphs in life? It is the individual who boldly declares, I don't care what I didn't receive. I will forge something substantial from absolute scratch. Observe the world around you. Many of the most influential figures began with absolutely nothing. No financial means, no familial backing, no formal guidance. Yet, they possessed one critical element: an insatiable hunger, an unwavering inner fire, and an unyielding resolve to transform their entire reality. Consider, for example, the journey of Oprah Winfrey. Born into profound poverty and subjected to childhood abuse, she stands today as a billionaire and one of the globe's most revered personalities. She did not idly weep. She did not assign blame. Instead, she methodically built her empire. Solution * embrace your personal narrative, but steadfastly refuse to adopt a victim mentality. Utter this affirmation daily. I am responsible for my life. Document your challenges on paper. Subsequently, devise a singular solution for each and crucially take action. Regardless of how minor the step, understand that you are neither inherently weak nor unfortunate. You are simply not yet harnessing your inherent power to its fullest potential. Lesson 3. Your comfort zone is a deceptive trap. Break free. Your typical routine likely involves waking, checking your phone, eating, watching videos, scrolling through Instagram, perhaps a brief period of study, and then returning to sleep only to repeat the cycle. This pattern feels effortless, even comforting. But are you truly aware of what is unfolding beneath the surface? You are, in essence, slowly perishing from within. Your comfort zone is quietly strangling your aspirations, for genuine growth is simply incompatible with comfort. All significant achievements reside beyond its confines. If your ambition is to speak fluent English, then speak it. Do so even if you stumble and make 100 errors. If you aspire to launch a business, then launch it. Do so even if you encounter failure 10 times over. Yet, the vast majority of individuals never even begin. Why? Because they are apprehensive of discomfort. They dread failure, fear embarrassment, and are terrified of public ridicule. Let them laugh. Let them harbor their doubts. But you, crucially, must persist in your forward momentum. Consider the humble seed. If it remains perpetually buried beneath the soil, it will never blossom into a magnificent tree. It must rupture the earth, confront the harsh sun, endure the relentless wind. Only then can it realize its powerful potential. You are fundamentally no different. Solution * intentionally engage in an uncomfortable activity each day. Practice speaking English, even if trepidation grips you. Enroll in that class. Submit that job application. Publish that video. Fail with pride. Fail audaciously, but always fail forward, for nothing truly remarkable has ever emerged from remaining securely within one's perceived boundaries. Lesson 4. I'll do it later is the most destructive lie you tell yourself. Let me be unequivocally candid with you. If you are a person who constantly defers tasks with the phrase, I'll do it later, then grasp this profound truth. You are actively deceiving yourself. And with each such deception, you progressively, subtly, and irrevocably dismantle your own life. I'll do it later is the insidious whisper of indolence. It is the insidious voice of apprehension. It is the utterance of your weaker self, striving to ensnare you in a web of inaction. This phrase does not signify a future intention. It fundamentally translates to, I have no genuine desire to do it at all. Observe your surroundings. The individuals who achieve success in life are not those who perpetually postpone. They are the ones who declare now. Right now, this very second. They take decisive action even if they feel unprepared. They act even when fear is palpable, for they intrinsically understand that later inevitably transmutes into never. You persistently assert your desire to learn English, then commence learning it now. You continually promise yourself you will exercise, launch a supplementary venture, read a book, optimize your sleep, or practice meditation. But when, precisely, does that later ever materialize? Next week? Next month? Next year? Time is not a subservient entity. It does not await your convenience. You will not receive a notification when your allotted time has expired. It simply ceases, and you will be left with but one indelible sensation. Regret, arguably the most excruciating pain imaginable. Consider this example. Perhaps 2 years ago, you harbored the ambition to establish a YouTube channel. You did not proceed. Why? Due to fear. Because you uttered later. Now, someone else is pursuing that very endeavor. Someone else is living out what was once your dream, whilst you sit observing their content, plagued by the thought, that could have been me. Solution *, implement a simple timer. Dedicate just 10 minutes. Whatever the task, initiate it immediately. Cease the paralysis of overthinking. Affirm to yourself, if I don't do it now, I probably never will. And simply begin. It does not need to be perfect. Merely commence. A single present action far outweighs 100 meticulously crafted, yet deferred, plans for the future. Lesson 5. Cease overthinking. Commence doing. Your mind possesses the capacity to be both your staunchest ally and your most formidable adversary. For a multitude of individuals today, their own minds have become a confining cage. Why? Because they engage in excessive rumination whilst undertaking insufficient action. You envision establishing a business, yet you deliberate upon it for months on end. You aspire to converse in English. You mentally rehearse conversations, consume instructional videos, and meticulously compile notes, but you never actually articulate a single word. You resolve to join a gymnasium. You meticulously plan a routine, procure the appropriate attire, download the requisite application, but you never physically attend. Overthinking is systematically debilitating your life. You become so mentally exhausted by contemplation that fatigue sets in even before you commence. You conjure scenarios of failure before you have even made an attempt. You script the narrative of defeat before ever entering the arena. And it is precisely this pattern that keeps you inextricably stuck. While strategic thought is undoubtedly vital, its utility is confined to a brief period. Beyond that, it frequently transmutes into fear, and fear is inherently deceitful. You are not obligated to possess complete knowledge before you can begin. You simply need to initiate the process. Should you wish to enhance your English proficiency, do not merely passively consume motivational content. Begin speaking. Begin writing. Dedicate time to daily listening practice. Converse with your reflection in the mirror. Record your own voice. Embrace the inevitability of making errors. You require no external permission, nor do you need to command flawless English. You simply need to act. Consider the hypothetical individual who desires to master swimming. He devours books on the subject, watches 50 tutorial videos, purchases the finest swimwear, and engages in extensive discussions with experienced swimmers. Yet, he never actually plunges into the water. Will he ever acquire the skill? No. You are, regrettably, applying the same counterproductive approach to your cherished aspirations. Solution *, allocate a focused 10 minutes for strategic thought, and then dedicate the subsequent 10 hours to concerted action. Cultivate momentum. Allow action to solidify into an ingrained habit. Quiet your restless mind and permit your hands to move, your legs to carry you forward, and your life to truly progress. For genuine success is not an outcome of mere cogitation. It is a direct consequence of resolute doing. Lesson 6. Embody that exceptional individual. Be that person, not the indolent one, not the perpetual complainer, nor the one who invariably surrenders. Instead, embody the individual who consistently undertakes what others shy away from. Be the one who rises at dawn whilst others still slumber. The one who dedicates time to study whilst peers are engrossed in revelry. The one who dares to speak when others are paralyzed by fear. The one who maintains unwavering belief even when met with derision. The one who perseveres when all others capitulate. Be the individual whose very existence serves as an inspiration, even without uttering a single word. Not everyone will place their faith in you, and that is perfectly acceptable. Not everyone will offer their support, and that too is entirely fine. Your primary task is to support yourself and cultivate unshakable self-belief. People will inevitably cast doubts upon you. They will remark that you have changed. Allow them their observations. You are not here to remain static. You are here to expand, to develop, to evolve into the kind of person who requires no external validation, for your achievements will eloquently speak for themselves. Within every family unit, every circle of acquaintances, there frequently emerges one individual who ascends to significant prominence, the one who defies all expectations. Why should that not be you? Why do you subscribe to the notion that success is an exclusive domain for others? Why not you? Strive to be that person. Solution * each morning. Pose this potent question to yourself. What actions would a truly disciplined individual undertake today? Then execute those very actions. Project an aura of success in your demeanor, your conversation, your gait. Refrain from articulating your plans to others. Instead, present them with undeniable results. Cultivate the reputation of that person whom others speak of years hence, because you fundamentally transformed your entire trajectory. Lesson 7. The ultimate confrontation, you versus you. Your most formidable adversary does not reside externally. It is neither your friend, nor your family, nor your occupation, nor even your mobile phone. It is, in fact, you. Specifically, it is that insidious part of you that whispers commands to abandon your efforts. The part that asserts, "I'm tired." The part that rationalizes, "It's perfectly acceptable to be merely average." The part that suggests, "Let's simply unwind." That particular iteration of yourself is the true enemy, and you must engage in a relentless struggle against it each and every day. You versus you, that is the authentic battleground. It is the clash between the indolent you and the ambitious you, the apprehensive you against the courageous you, the somnolent you against the insatiably driven you, the version of you that yearns for security versus the version of you that aspires to transform the world. Each morning, you awaken confronted with a pivotal choice. Who will emerge victorious today? Will it be the individual who mindlessly scrolls for 3 hours, or the one who diligently peruses 10 pages of a book? Will it be the person who drifts off to sleep at 2 a.m., consuming inane videos, or the person who is actively constructing their business and securing their future? No one but you can provide that answer. Envision 2 distinct wolves dwelling within you. One is lethargic, negative, and consumed by doubt. The other is robust, self-assured, and insatiably hungry for progress. Do you know which of these 2 will ultimately gain strength? It is unequivocally the one you consistently nourish. Solution * ruthlessly eliminate your detrimental, lazy habits. Meticulously track your daily activities. Each time you consciously opt for growth, document it. Every victory you achieve over the weaker version of yourself, acknowledge and celebrate it. Gradually, your entire identity will undergo a profound transformation. This is not a trivial pursuit. This is a profound war, and it is irrevocably you versus you. Lesson 8. Cultivate your willpower. Should you neglect to exercise your willpower, your emotions will inevitably dictate the course of your life. And allow me to impress upon you a fundamental truth. Feelings are often deceptive. You may not feel inclined to wake early. You may not feel like engaging in physical exertion. You may not feel like dedicating time to English study today. You may not feel motivated to pursue your aspirations. If this resonates, then congratulations. You have effectively surrendered your entire future to the whimsical fluctuations of your mood. Let me pose a pertinent question. Do you genuinely desire to construct a robust and enduring life? Or do you prefer to passively trail your feelings, much like an unguided child? Willpower, at its core, signifies the capacity to undertake the correct action, even when you are devoid of inclination. Even when your physical being cries out, "No," you summon the strength to stand and affirm, "Yes." Even when your mind vehemently screams, "I can't," your deeper soul quietly retorts, "Watch me." Individuals who attain genuine success are not perpetually brimming with motivation. They are, rather, characterized by unwavering discipline. They appear and perform even when exhausted, financially strained, emotionally broken, apprehensive, or seemingly vanquished. This is because they possess a quality you may not yet have fully developed: willpower. The undeniable reality is that willpower functions akin to a muscle. The more consistently you train it, the more resilient and potent it becomes. Imagine you aim to cease using your mobile phone after 10 p.m. Initially, you will likely falter. You will pick it up. You will scroll. However, if you persistently endeavor each evening, powering it off, relocating it to another room, consciously documenting your objective, you will progressively build that inner strength. In due course, you will transform into the individual who commands their habits, rather than one who is subjugated by them. Solution *: commence with modest steps. Select one particular task you genuinely do not wish to perform, and execute it regardless. Systematically build daily discipline. Acknowledge and reward yourself for completing these tasks, rather than simply for sidestepping discomfort. Address yourself with the conviction of a leader. I don't break promises to myself. For the day you successfully master your willpower is precisely the day you seize definitive control over your own life. Lesson 9. The insidious nature of comparison is destroying you. Let me state this with absolute clarity. If you perpetually compare yourself to others, you will never attain genuine happiness. Never. Do you understand why a multitude of individuals harbor dissatisfaction with their own existence? It is because they dedicate an excessive amount of time observing the curated lives of others, rather than diligently constructing their own. You navigate social media platforms like Instagram and encounter individuals boasting superior physiques, more luxurious automobiles, more opulent residences. You witness others conversing in more fluent English, garnering greater viewership, more affirmations, and accumulating more wealth. Inevitably, you begin to despise aspects of yourself. You descend into a spiral of self-doubt, pondering, what is inherently wrong with me? Why am I unable to emulate them? Why does their life appear flawless whilst mine feels chaotic? Yet, here lies the brutal truth. You are contrasting your unedited, behind-the-scenes reality with their meticulously polished highlight reel. You glimpse a mere 15 seconds of their existence and juxtapose it against your full 24 hours. You remain oblivious to their emotional crises, their profound suffering, their periods of solitude, their numerous setbacks. You do not witness the 100 nights they wept in despair, nor the 1,000 times they stumbled. And still, you permit this act of comparison to systematically erode your self-assurance. Allow me to share an unvarnished observation. The swiftest method to sabotage your own progress is to weigh it against the perceived triumphs of another. You possess your own unique trajectory, your own temporal rhythm, your own distinct challenges, and your own predetermined destiny. If a sunflower and a rose were to commence comparing their respective heights and vibrant hues, both would ultimately lose sight of their intrinsic beauty. Cease casting glances left and right. Fix your gaze straight ahead. Your sole competition is with yourself. Solution *: unfollow any individuals whose online presence consistently leaves you feeling inadequate. Concentrate intently on your personal journey. Monitor your own developmental progress from the previous month, rather than fixating on someone else's present-day achievements. Substitute the destructive habit of comparison with constructive inspiration. Learn from them by all means, but refrain from self-loathing, for you were never destined to replicate them. Your purpose is to consistently surpass the version of yourself you were yesterday. Lesson 10. Discern your counselors. Seek advice only from those who have achieved it. Not every individual offering counsel is genuinely qualified to impart wisdom. If your ambition is to construct a dwelling, you would hardly solicit guidance from someone residing beneath a dilapidated roof. If you aspire to accumulate wealth, you would scarcely consult a friend who is financially struggling. If your goal is to speak English with uninhibited fluency, you certainly would not seek counsel from someone too timid to articulate a single phrase. Instead, turn to those who have actively accomplished it, who have lived through the process, who have stumbled and subsequently triumphed. The digital realm, particularly the internet, teems with voices, yet the majority are mere cacophony, pronouncements devoid of authentic experience, opinions untouched by the crucible of struggle. Do not permit these unqualified individuals to obscure your clear path. You are the singular navigator of your own life. Therefore, refrain from accepting navigational instructions from someone who has never actually piloted a vehicle. Consider a common scenario. Your uncle advises, "Don't start a business. It's too risky." But has he himself ever initiated an entrepreneurial venture? No. He has been confined to a conventional 9-to-5 employment throughout his entire career. Why, then, would you heed the advice of someone who has never personally traversed the path you contemplate? Solution * pose this critical question to yourself. Has this individual actually achieved what I aspire to? If the answer is affirmative, then lend a discerning ear and listen intently. If the answer is negative, express your gratitude gracefully and proceed with your journey. There is no need for discourtesy, but neither is there room for naivety. Vigilantly safeguard your personal vision, for a single erroneous piece of advice from an ill-suited source possesses the power to impede your dreams by a decade. Lesson 11. Make the ultimate choice. Pick yourself. This world will not inherently select you. It will not applaud your efforts until your triumph is already self-evident. It will not extend belief in your capabilities until you have unequivocally proven them. It will not offer support precisely when you require it most acutely. So what course of action should you adopt? You must choose yourself. Cease the passive waiting for external permission. Stop deferring your aspirations until someone else deems you sufficiently capable. Discontinue the expectation of a pivotal phone call, a fortuitous message, a breakthrough opportunity, a public platform, a supportive collaborator, or a serendipitous stroke of luck. Pick yourself, because your purpose here is not to be merely chosen. It is to create, to lead, and to achieve victory. The most accomplished individuals globally did not procrastinate. They simply initiated. They did not implore for external validation. They granted it to themselves. Consider the remarkable journey of J.K. Rowling, whose iconic Harry Potter manuscript faced rejection 12 times before finally finding a publisher. What if she had passively awaited someone else's belief in her vision? She proactively selected herself, and the world ultimately followed suit. Solution *: inscribe your own name onto every burgeoning opportunity. Embark on establishing that YouTube channel. Commence writing that book. Launch that podcast. Submit that application, even if you feel a profound sense of unpreparedness. Affirm to yourself with unwavering conviction, "I don't need anyone else to pick me. I pick myself every single day. For the world finds it impossible to disregard an individual whose self-belief is so profound and resolute that it becomes utterly undeniable. Lesson 12. No risk, no enduring story. Do you aspire to craft a narrative truly worthy of recounting? Then internalize this fundamental truth. Genuine greatness is unattainable without embracing calculated risk. No profoundly successful life has ever been forged within the confines of a comfort zone. No influential individual ascended to power by perpetually playing it safe. You will never construct a truly legendary existence by simply conforming to the actions of the masses. Every figure you admire, every champion, every billionaire, every source of inspiration, each had to jeopardize something significant. They risked their financial resources, their precious time, their personal comfort, their perceived security, their inner peace, and on numerous occasions they even risked their emotional well-being. But consider this, without taking risks, your life will inevitably become understated, muted, utterly predictable, ostensibly safe, and ultimately hollow. For at the culmination of your life, no one will recall how cautiously you navigated your journey. They will remember what you conceived, what you courageously attempted, and what you steadfastly erected. Consider a pertinent example. You are apprehensive about commencing to speak English in front of others, fearing potential ridicule. Consequently, you remain silent, and years elapse, leaving you still unable to converse. But what if that single act of speaking up had the power to fundamentally alter your life's trajectory? What if just one fleeting moment of audacity could yield a decade of profound rewards? Solution *, commit to taking one calculated risk today. Speak, apply, post, build, send that message. Pose this question to yourself. What is the absolute worst outcome that could transpire? Then, crucially, ask, what if it actually succeeds beyond my wildest expectations? For without the embrace of risk, there exists no adventure, no passionate drive, no personal evolution, and no compelling story to tell. Therefore, cease concealing yourself. Be the one who dared. Be the one who took the leap. Be the one adorned with the honorable scars of battle, not the one burdened by the crushing weight of regret. Lesson 13. The clock is ticking relentlessly, uncaring of your readiness. Let me articulate this with absolute clarity. Time is not patiently awaiting your convenience. The inexorable clock will not decelerate its pace simply because you feel weary. It will not halt its relentless march because you are bewildered, apprehensive, or perpetually anticipating an ideal moment. Life is in a perpetual state of motion. Every single second that slips irrevocably from your grasp is a moment you will never retrieve. And the most poignant aspect of this reality is that you will often remain oblivious to the magnitude of time lost until, one day, you awaken a decade older. You will stand before your reflection, tears welling in your eyes, compelled to ask, what on earth became of my cherished dreams? You are not too youthful. You are not too aged. You are not overly preoccupied. You are, quite simply, manufacturing excuses. Allow me to pose a direct question. When will you finally cease being a mere spectator to the triumphs of others and proactively commence sculpting your own life? Are you content to allow your deepest aspirations to fester within the confines of your mind, ultimately perishing in silent obscurity? Or will you stand resolute, confront your reflection, and declare with conviction, no more squandering of time. I am determined to become the individual I was inherently destined to be. Do you know what emotion is more terrifying than the prospect of failure? It is the crushing weight of regret. That particular agony will linger within your very soul, like a perpetually twisting blade, eternally. So listen very carefully. Stop acting as if you possess an endless expanse of time. You truly do not. The clock is relentlessly ticking, and your moment, your opportunity, is unequivocally now. Nobody truly cares. And paradoxically, that is your most formidable power. This might strike you hard, but it's a truth you absolutely must internalize. Nobody genuinely cares about your specific problems. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Nobody comprehends or feels your pain with the same visceral intensity that you do. You might be waiting for sympathy, but you must forget that notion entirely. People are far too preoccupied, battling their own personal struggles and challenges. They might lend an ear for a fleeting few seconds, offer a perfunctory nod, and then inevitably move on. That, my friend, is the unvarnished truth. But here's the crucial twist. That very truth, that stark reality, is precisely where your power lies. Because if nobody truly cares, then you are completely liberated to do whatever the hell you desire. You are free to fail, to pick yourself up and try again, to make a fool of yourself, to stumble and rise once more. You don't require external approval. You don't need anyone's permission. You only need one singular thing, yourself. If you feel the urge to cry, then by all means cry. But do not simply remain there, mired in your sorrow. Wipe away those tears, clench your fists with resolve, and ascend like a formidable warrior. Harness that profound pain. Convert it into an unwavering purpose. Take that pervasive loneliness and transmute it into a source of immense power. Nobody else cares, but you care. And ultimately, that is all that truly matters. So, construct your life as though no one is observing. Because, and here's the shocking truth, they aren't. Why not now? People perpetually utter phrases like, I'll start next week, or next month, or even next year. But allow me to pose a fundamental question. What precisely is going to change between this very moment and that vaguely defined future? Will you suddenly become imbued with greater motivation? Will life miraculously become simpler? Will fear magically dissipate? Unequivocally, no. The candid truth is that if you cannot commence now, in this instant, you will, in all probability, never truly begin. You relentlessly defer, waiting for an elusive, perfect time. Yet, let me assure you, such a time does not exist. Life is inherently and perpetually messy. Your mind will invariably conjure up a reason to procrastinate. But with every precious second you allow to slip away, your dreams recede and dim just a little bit more. Imagine your cherished goals slowly crumbling into dust, simply because you were waiting. The world does not pause. Opportunities are fleeting. Time marches relentlessly onward. So why are you waiting? Do you aspire to embark on a fitness journey? Start now. Do you wish to master English? Begin now. Do you yearn to transform your life? Initiate it now. Not next Monday. Not with the advent of the new year. Now. Because if you can take one solitary, small step right this moment, just one, that singular action could mark the genesis of an entirely new existence. So, tell me, why not now? Provide me with one compelling reason, and you will find none. Start now. If you are dissatisfied with your current life, then seize the reins and create an entirely new version of it. Look around you. Is this truly the life you envisioned? Are you waking each day with a fervent fire in your chest, propelled by purpose? Or are you merely dragging your feet, day in and day out, feigning contentment while slowly withering away inside? Be brutally honest with yourself. You despise your routine, your job, your habits, your very energy. Yet, you persist in doing the exact same things every single day, whilst inexplicably expecting different outcomes. That, my friend, is the very definition of insanity. Here is the undeniable truth. You are the architect of your own life. You are not an immobile tree, rooted to a single spot. You are not irrevocably stuck. You possess the innate ability to move, to evolve, to completely rebuild. If the life you are currently inhabiting feels disingenuous or fake, then have the courage to dismantle it entirely and start afresh. Change your hairstyle. Revamp your habits. Seek out new companions. Alter your environment. Fundamentally shift the way you think. Cease mimicking what everyone else is doing and begin constructing your authentic version of life. You do not need to await a complete breakdown. You do not need to plummet to rock bottom. You simply need to make a resolute decision right now. You are not a helpless victim. You are an artist. Life is your boundless canvas. So create your new version. Make it powerful. Make it beautiful. Make it utterly unforgettable. Expectations. They are the insidious prison of dreams. Allow me to share the story of my friend, Nick. He is genuinely one of the most intelligent individuals I know, academically brilliant, an articulate speaker, and always harboring grand ambitions. But guess what? He's trapped in a mundane 9-to-5 job that he absolutely detests. He wakes up feeling exhausted and retires to bed utterly frustrated. Every single day feels like an indistinguishable copy of the last. He confided in me, saying, "Bro, this isn't what I wanted at all." I inquired, "Then why are you doing it?" And his response was telling, "Because it's what my family expects. Because society dictates it. Because people will ridicule me if I choose to leave. Let me state it plainly and directly. Expectations will systematically extinguish your spirit. People will endeavor to construct a confining box around your life, imploring you to stay here. Don't dream too expansively. Don't venture into anything new. Just be safe." But here is the profound truth. Their expectations are emphatically not your destiny. If you live your life solely to appease others, you will ultimately end up despising yourself. You will plaster on a smile in public, only to weep in solitude in your room. You will feel like a prisoner, shackled within your own body. Is that truly the life you desire? You were not born to fulfill someone else's aspirations. You were born to relentlessly pursue your own dream. And sometimes, that noble pursuit necessitates disappointing others. Sometimes it means having the courage to say no. Sometimes it demands that you walk a solitary path. So, shatter those chains, shed the mask you wear, cease living for others, and begin living authentically for yourself. This is your life. Not your parents', not your relatives', not society's. It is yours. Your pain is your power, but only if you cease concealing it. You have undoubtedly endured things. Perhaps you've never confided in anyone. Perhaps you weep in the silent depths of the night. Perhaps people remain utterly oblivious to the profound suffering within your mind. Perhaps you were betrayed. Perhaps you experienced crushing failure. Perhaps they mocked you, rejected you, or simply ignored you, and now you carry this heavy heart, meticulously pretending that everything is perfectly all right. But it isn't. You know it and I know it. Let me impart something crucial. That pain residing within you, it possesses the capacity to either utterly destroy you or to powerfully construct you. The choice, unequivocally, is yours. You see, most people instinctively recoil from pain. They avoid it at all costs. They attempt to mask it beneath superficial smiles and fleeting distractions. But the strongest individuals in this world, they do not run. They utilize it. They take that very pain and employ it as potent fuel. They declare, "You know what? That suffering forged me into a tougher person. That heartbreak imparted the invaluable lesson of self-respect. That failure taught me how to grow." Do not be ashamed of your pain. Instead, be immensely proud of it. You survived. You are still breathing. That, in itself, signifies that you are far stronger than whatever forces attempted to break you. Transform your pain into art, into unwavering discipline, into unshakable motivation, into an internal voice that resoundingly declares, "I will never again permit anyone to make me feel like I am nothing." You are not broken. You are merely being meticulously rebuilt into something extraordinarily powerful. Remember this profound truth. The darkest nights invariably produce the brightest stars. Allow the pain to sharpen you, not to silence you. Starve your distractions and feed your focus. Right now, there exist two metaphorical wolves residing within the confines of your mind. One is named distraction. The other is named focus. The wolf that ultimately prevails is the one you choose to feed more abundantly. Every time you mindlessly scroll for hours on your phone, engage in idle gossip, overthink incessantly, or binge-watch without any discernible reason, you are actively nourishing the wolf of distraction. And the more you feed it, the weaker your dreams become. Your brain grows complacent and lazy. Your motivation gradually fades away. You begin to believe seductive lies like, "I'll do it tomorrow," or "It's too late now." But let me ask you this. How much longer will you persist in betraying your own future, simply for a fleeting comfort in the present moment? Do you genuinely desire success? Do you aspire to become a person your younger self would gaze upon with immense pride? Then you must resolutely starve those distractions. Switch off your phone. Sever ties with toxic individuals. Decline every useless invitation. Establish boundaries with the precision and resolve of a warrior. And then sit down and diligently feed your focus. Read, work, learn, build, fail, try again. Focus is not an innate gift. It is a skill that must be cultivated, like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Imagine this. If you dedicated your full, undivided focus for just 1 year, 365 days of unadulterated effort, your life would bear absolutely no resemblance to what it is today. That is not magic. That is mathematics. That is discipline. That is real. Starve the wolf that seeks to destroy you. Feed the one that meticulously builds you. That unequivocally is how you win. Life doesn't owe you anything. So, fight for everything. Allow me to express this in the most unvarnished, harshest way possible. The world fundamentally does not care about your potential. It exclusively rewards your performance. You might be an inherently good person. You might possess a genuinely big heart. You might harbor magnificent dreams. But if you are not actively working, if you are not consistently showing up, if you are not relentlessly proving your worth, life will simply ignore you. That is the brutal truth. You desire success. Nobody is going to simply hand it to you on a silver platter. There's no benevolent fairy on the horizon. No magical genie to grant your wishes. No perfect timing that will materialize. It is all entirely on you. You must cease crying out for help and begin fighting like hell itself. Stop waiting for someone else to believe in you, and instead, start becoming someone you unequivocally believe in. That insatiable hunger, that unquenchable fire, that fierce rage to rise, it must emanate from deep within. Nobody else is going to feel it for you. Yes, life is inherently unfair. Yes, you will undoubtedly have to suffer more than others. Yes, some individuals are born into greater privilege. But so what? Are you merely going to sit there and lament? Or are you going to rise to your feet and declare with unwavering conviction, "I do not care how arduous it becomes. I will make it happen." This life is not a mere gift to be passively received. It is a relentless battlefield. You are either actively fighting, or you are slowly, inexorably dying. So, awaken every single day with this unyielding mindset. Life doesn't owe me a single damn thing. But I will still seize everything I deserve. I'll work harder. I'll endure more suffering. I'll arrive earlier. I'll persist when everyone else has quit. And one day, when they inevitably ask me, "How did you accomplish it?" I'll simply smile and reply, "I stopped expecting life to be easy, and I began demanding so much more from myself." You covet a crown? Then earn it. With your blood, your sweat, and your unwavering obsession. That is the price. Pay it. Now listen to me closely. Perhaps you are watching this right now, and deep inside you are profoundly struggling. Perhaps it's not just one isolated issue. Perhaps everything feels overwhelmingly heavy. Your finances are precarious. Your mind is utterly exhausted. Your health is faltering. Your relationships are disintegrating, and you are simply striving to survive. Perhaps nobody truly comprehends the depth of your pain. Perhaps you are meticulously feigning smiles outwardly, yet crying every single night, deep within your heart. Perhaps you feel as though you have failed, as though nothing is working out. You're constantly thinking, when will things finally improve? Allow me to say this to you, as your big brother, as someone who has traversed through fire and witnessed countless others rise triumphantly from their ashes. Everything will indeed be okay. I am not uttering those words to offer you some facile, false hope. I am saying that because I have personally witnessed it. There is always, invariably, a light at the very end of the tunnel. It may indeed be a long tunnel. It may be oppressively dark. It may feel utterly endless. But there is light. You simply cannot cease walking forward. No matter how utterly broken you feel, no matter how protracted the journey, you are not finished yet. There is so much more to your story, so much more to your future, so much more profound potential residing within you than you have ever dared to imagine. Your darkest, most challenging days are not the end. They are merely the beginning of a stronger, a smarter, a more powerful version of yourself. And I want you to hear me now with absolute clarity. If you currently lack a dream, then make it your urgent mission to find one. You do not require a flawless, meticulously detailed plan. You simply need a dream that ignites a vibrant sense of aliveness within you, a compelling reason to awaken each morning, something truly worth fighting for. Once you possess that dream, protect it fiercely, chase it relentlessly, construct it with your bare hands, brick by painstaking brick. Learn every single day, grow every single day, work incredibly hard, even when nobody is applauding your efforts. Become utterly obsessed with knowledge, with discipline, with the profound significance of your mission. Do not squander your precious time dwelling on what is wrong with the world. Instead, channel your focus on what is fundamentally right, strong, and resilient inside you. And never, ever forget this. You have absolutely no idea what you are truly capable of achieving. You may perceive yourself as weak. You are not. You may believe you are lagging behind. You are merely warming up. You may think it's too late. It is not. You may feel that nobody believes in you. I believe in you. You are powerful beyond the wildest reaches of your imagination. You are not merely a human being. You are a storm, patiently waiting to rise. And when you finally do, the world will observe you in stunned disbelief and inquire, where did this extraordinary person emerge from? And you will respond with quiet confidence, I came from the fire. I came from pain. I came from rock bottom. And I made it. So now, gather your heart, adjust your posture with renewed resolve, wipe away your tears, and begin walking forward once more. Because your magnificent future is patiently awaiting you. Your profound greatness is waiting. Your cherished dream is waiting. And it is high time to go and claim it. Thank you for watching this video. Take action today, not tomorrow. See you in the next one. Stay strong.